No hablo español, je ne parle français, parlo poco italiano. You're probably saying, what is she saying? Well, you know what a lot of Americans are. And actually translated, it means I don't speak Spanish, I don't speak French, and I speak very little Italian. And probably if you do know those languages, you know I don't speak any of those very well. And as for Chinese, okay, well, I'm really at a loss there. But if you're looking to the future of our world relations, that last language of Chinese may end up being one of the most important. Nearly 200 million children in China today are learning English. But the U.S. Department of Education reports that only about 24,000 students in our country are studying Chinese. Beverly Stewart is the president of Back to Basics Learning Dynamics, and she's here to talk about the importance of building your child's language skills at an early age. Beverly, nice to have you here.
Thank you. Nice to be back.
You know, when we talk about, I can remember in high school taking French and thinking someday I want to go to Paris, and that's why I chose French, you know, which if you look past that and to what you would use that for as an adult, really, I probably haven't done too much with French.
Right, most of us haven't.
Yeah, but high school seemed like a late time to start learning a language for me.
We are one of the only civilized nations who doesn't teach their children a second language from the time they start school. And that's a very antiquated philosophy or approach. We really need to start teaching children at preschool, 3, 4 years old, all the way through their life, a second language.
A second language so it becomes second nature almost.
Absolutely.
Yeah. When you say 3 or 4, I think, wow, can kids really comprehend at that early age, that second language?
In fact, that's when they do comprehend.
Yeah.
Brain research shows that the window of opportunity actually closes between age 10 and 12 to acquire a new language. That part of the growth of that part of the brain actually drops dramatically. Therefore, it's much harder to adapt to a new language and make new connections.
Even by junior high?
Oh, absolutely, right.
Okay.
So we're talking, you know, approximately birth to 6th grade. But in this country, some schools will incorporate a little bit of it in junior high maybe, but really the thrust is in high school, and that's far, far too late. It's much more difficult to learn.
Unless you're in really a private school where they're learning much earlier. And that's a great benefit, but a lot of people can't afford a private school.
Right.
So what are some of those ways we can kind of incorporate a second language into our early development for our children?
Absolutely. Right at home. You can have CDs, DVDs, TV shows
like
for
Dora
the children.
Explorer.
Absolutely. You know,
Sure.
Sesame Street back in the day was the first one that started having Spanish on there. And
Well, yeah, and even now they have Spanish channels where if you watch long enough, you can kind of figure out what you're supposed to be saying.
Right, not the soap operas for the little ones, but they're a little racy.
They are.
But certainly TV and any exposure that you can give your child to it, and even labeling, putting little 3x5 cards, tape them to objects.
So that they can kind of get used to
in
what
the house.
that is.
Yeah, and let them see that language.
Yeah, even in that's more like 5, 6, 7, where they're really understanding and reading.
Absolutely.
To be able to understand the difference in the linguistics between us and any other language.
Right, right.
We've done studies and stories really before on Mandarin Chinese and how that's really becoming such a language that a lot of children are learning. And speaking, and I look at global relations and the economy and where things are going, and that might be one where I think would be tough to tackle Chinese, but probably very valuable for a child.
Absolutely. Certainly the Asian languages and Arabic, many students are studying Arabic now just on their own. They want to learn this because of security reasons, because of our global economy.
Sure.
We really need to have another language. And at this point, I just want to get out to parents, try to start a language early. Again, at the preschool age, any language.
Sure.
Maybe something with your heritage, that your family, you are Italian, you're Polish, you want your child to learn it. Maybe you can learn with your child.
Right.
You can have a tutor, or you can do these CDs and tapes and so forth together. But at this point, you just get them a second language. It's a gift. And
try to make it fun.
Right. And it also keeps the brain open to learning more languages as they do get older.
Okay. Okay, good. We have a lot of people here in the building who are learning Spanish. Tracy Benjamin, one of our producers, is kind of leading us all through Spanish.
Oh, great.
I mean, it is a challenge when you're older to try to take that up. So if you can do it when you're younger, as you said, it opens the door and keeps that part of your brain a little more flexible.
And it really is. It's part of our world nowadays.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's crucial.
Beverly, thanks for being here. We appreciate
it.
Beverly Stewart is the president and the founder of Back to Basics Learning Dynamics, and it's always interesting having you here. Thanks for being here. Greg?
All right.